Welcome back to Nation of Glory. Today we take you on a journey into the mind and world of one of Hollywood's most unique, daring, and unpredictable filmmakers. His name is Quentin Tarantino, a man whose vision of cinema transformed how movies are written, directed, and remembered. His films may shock, they may divide, but one thing they never do is fade from memory. Because Quentin Tarantino built not just movies, but experiences, works of art that remain etched in the hearts of audiences around the world. And as we walk through his life story today, you will come to see not only the filmmaker, but the passionate dreamer behind the camera, a man who dared to live his life unapologetically through the art of storytelling. Quentin Tarantino was born on March 27, 1963, in Knoxville, Tennessee. His early years weren't filled with Hollywood glitz and glamour. Instead, they were simple, yet marked by the struggles of a single-parent home. His mother, Connie, raised him largely on her own after separating from his father, Tony Tarantino, who had Italian heritage and dreams of acting that never took off. Young Quentin was restless, curious, and imaginative, a child who didn't necessarily fit neatly into classrooms and academic routines. He struggled with traditional schooling, but what he lacked in academic interest, he more than made up for with his deep fascination for stories, movies, and the art of dialogue. By the time most kids his age were playing outside, Quentin was already immersing himself in the world of cinema. His mother encouraged his love for film, taking him to screenings of classics and sometimes movies that were way beyond his years. These early exposures shaped his taste, ignited his imagination, and made him realize that movies could be more than entertainment. They could be art, they could be conversation, and they could challenge how people see the world. As he grew older, Tarantino found himself more at home in movie theaters and video rental stores than anywhere else. In fact, his teenage years are legendary for the time he spent working in a video rental store called Video Archives in Manhattan Beach, California. To most people, that job was just a paycheck. To Quentin, it was an education. He would watch film after film, memorizing details, absorbing dialogue, and dissecting how stories were built. This became his version of film school. He didn't need the classrooms of Hollywood or expensive university courses. His film school was every VHS tape he could get his hands on, every late-night screening, every obscure title no one else cared to rent. This obsessive study of movies taught him something invaluable: how to weave influences together into something new. Quentin learned that he didn't have to invent everything from scratch. He could take the essence of a spaghetti western, the energy of martial arts films, the sharpness of noir, the wit of screwball comedy, and the rhythm of modern pop culture, and then blend them into something fresh, something daring, something distinctly Tarantino. But dreaming about filmmaking is one thing. Turning it into reality is another. For years, Quentin worked jobs here and there, ushering at theaters, writing screenplays, and taking acting classes, always with the vision of someday telling his stories on the big screen. And in the late 1980s, that dream began to take shape. He wrote a script called True Romance and another called Natural Born Killers. Though they didn't immediately turn him into a household name, they caught the attention of the industry and hinted that a new kind of writer was on the rise. Then came the film that changed everything, Reservoir Dogs. Released in 1992, this independent film was small in budget but massive in impact. With its sharp dialogue, non-linear storytelling, and unapologetic violence, it announced Quentin Tarantino as a filmmaker the world could no longer ignore. Hollywood was shaken, audiences were intrigued, and critics couldn't deny that something original had arrived. Tarantino had stepped onto the stage, and he wasn't about to step off. But if Reservoir Dogs was the opening statement, Pulp Fiction was the thunderclap that followed. In 1994, Tarantino released this film, and cinema was never the same. With its out-of-order storytelling, unforgettable dialogue, rich characters, and shocking twists, Pulp Fiction became a cultural phenomenon. It won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, earned multiple Academy Award nominations, and even won Tarantino and his co-writer, Roger Avary, the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. More importantly, it redefined what movies could be in the 1990s. It showed that independent films could be bold, profitable, and globally influential. Tarantino's voice had not just entered Hollywood, it had reshaped it. From there, Quentin continued to build his legend. He directed Jackie Brown in 1997, a film that paid tribute to the blaxploitation era, and revealed his love for characters over spectacle. Then, after a brief break, he returned with the two-part saga Kill Bill in 2003 and 2004, a martial arts revenge epic that blended samurai films, kung fu action, spaghetti western style, and anime influences into one unforgettable cinematic ride. For audiences, it was pure adrenaline, but for Tarantino, it was also personal storytelling, full of references to everything that had shaped him. The 2000s and 2010s saw Quentin take even bigger swings. He directed Inglourious Basterds in 2009, rewriting World War II history in only the way he could, with a band of Jewish American soldiers hunting Nazis, all leading to one of the most shocking and unforgettable climaxes in film. Then came Django Unchained in 2012, his bold western about slavery, revenge, and justice, which earned him another Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. And in 2015, he gave us The Hateful Eight, a chamber piece of tension and dialogue set in a snow-covered Wyoming cabin. His ninth film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, released in 2019, was a love letter to the Hollywood of his youth. Through the story of a fading actor, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and his loyal stuntman played by Brad Pitt, Tarantino recreated 1969 Los Angeles with incredible detail. The film went on to win multiple Oscars, including Best Supporting Actor for Pitt, and was yet another reminder that Tarantino's touch remains unique, nostalgic, and timeless. What makes Quentin Tarantino's story so remarkable isn't just his success. It's how he did it. He never followed trends, he created them. He never tried to fit into Hollywood's molds, he broke them. His career is proof that passion, knowledge, and vision can outweigh traditional paths. Tarantino was never a product of film, schools, or studio systems. He was a product of obsession, love for storytelling, and relentless dedication to his craft. And beyond the awards and the box office, his influence is seen in every new filmmaker who dares to experiment, every script that dares to play with time, every movie that uses dialogue as power instead of filler. Quentin showed that cinema could be literature, pop culture, and pure energy all at once. He turned conversations into battles, silence into tension, and violence into metaphor. As of today, Quentin Tarantino has long said he plans to retire after making 10 films. Whether he truly does or not remains to be seen. But what we do know is that his legacy is already secure. His movies are taught in classrooms, debated in film circles, quoted by fans, and loved by audiences who want more than just movies, they want experiences. Quentin Tarantino's journey reminds us of something powerful. Greatness doesn't come from doing what everyone else does. It comes from believing in your voice, no matter how unconventional it may seem. It comes from taking risks, from telling the stories only you can tell, and from never being afraid of being different. And so, as we close the chapter on this story today, we celebrate not just a filmmaker, but an artist who dared to see cinema differently. Quentin Tarantino's life is proof that passion can overcome obstacles, creativity can rewrite rules, and storytelling can change the world. Thank you for watching Nation of Glory. If you enjoyed this journey into the life and story of Quentin Tarantino, make sure to hit the like button, share this video with friends who love movies, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories from the world of Hollywood. Until next time, stay inspired, stay passionate, and keep believing in the power of storytelling.